we're good.
You feel proud of yourself, D?
Yes, he does. He alerted.
You scared off Callie eventually.
Yeah, you sent her packing. She couldn't handle all this beef. She couldn't handle all this beef. Too much beef. You bring beef. People don't know. You're a Texas dog. You don't put up with shit. You bring beef wherever you go. Born and raised in Texas, huh? Yeehaw.
I mean, he's definitely the kind of dog that would scare people away just with the volume that he has.
Maybe. If they saw him, though, it's over.
Yeah.
But we just
But I mean,
amplified
even then,
his
like,
boofs.
People know that, you know, a dog alerting, people are going to notice. They
That
can't
is
just
true.
sneak on.
That is true.
Because, yeah, like for burglars and stuff, it's always the path of least resistance. A barking dog is resistance.
True. Especially a loud ass one that you know is waking up the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yo, hello. What do you know? Praise Paul, yes. Yes, praise Paul. Could you praise me with some good, like, spring weather, please? That'd be praiseworthy right there. I'd feel, like, very praised if I could get a couple of weeks of spring before the summer. Because I can't... It's cold. I'm wearing fleece again.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Christmas sweater.
You're in your Christmas sweater. What the fuck is going on out here? What have we done to the world?
I want to get, like, maybe some sweaters like this that aren't Christmassy.
Yeah. I think you probably should.
They're comfy.
You like the...
I don't always like hoodies.
You like the one-piece sweaters? Yeah. The pullovers, I guess they'd call it. I don't know what you'd call it.
Yeah, it's a knit pullover.
Knit pullover. My dog's barking was the first thing I noticed when I was getting broken into. It was a different bark than their usual bark. Oh. Are you middle of forest? Yes, I am middle of forest. I am middle of forest. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy, though. Yeah, glad you're okay, Ghoul. That's crazy. All new rap track that I wrote, co-wrote, and produced came out today. Bonkers by Bainbridge. You produced it? Cool. I mean, maybe I'll listen to it here in a bit. I'll give it a cursory check out, see if you're a talented producer or if your shit is whack. Is that OCB you have in your hand? Why, yes, sir.
That's replaced raw for you completely.
They're better than raws. I won't even go back to raws after these. Yeah, these are better quality than raws in my experience. They create a better smoke, a more consistent smoke.
Maybe because it's paper and not hemp.
Probably, yeah. These are unbleached too, less chemical treating. Beauregard collab win. I don't know, man. Beauregard will have to check out this dude's production chops and see. Beauregard likes a good producer, not a whack producer. To smoke marijuana. Yeah. To smoke marijuana. To smoke marijuana. Smoke marijuana. Dude, are you 12, bro? Calm the fuck down, homie. Jesus. Take the glasses off for a moment. No. What state am I in? A state of happiness. A state of contentment. Working on the state of stoned. What up, Newark? How's spring break treating Newark? It's got to be spring break, right? Chill mood. Yeah. Well, I'm trying. You need to try quiet smoking. Quiet smoking? Pass it. You ain't chipped in on this. You kidding me? You want to pass, chip in. You ain't got nothing on my fucking 20 sack here, so you get no puff. That's the way it works, bro. You got to get in to fit in. Try vape weed? I have, bro. Bro, I was probably smoking marijuana before your parents met. You ain't even got to talk to me about it, bro. If it exists, I've done it. You don't have to talk to me about it, bro. You don't have to fucking explain it to me. You grow your stash? Now, why would I tell you that? If the answer was yes, why the fuck would I tell you that? What do you do when you feel like Bilbo before he left the Shire, stretched thin like butter over too much bread? Well, a guy that I had, what would you call him, a counselor, once told me that when you are in crisis, slow down. So when you're spread too thin, slow down. I'm 52 and smoke since I'm 19, not stopping. Praise Allah, dude. Fucking praise Buddha. Good for you, bud. You believe in a universal spirit? Neat. Who asked you? Who the fuck asked you? I'm just kidding with you, player. Don't take everything so serious. Today is apparently Bring Flowers to Someone Day. Aw. Aw. I don't have any flowers.
We do.
Out front. Don't curse. I'll curse if I want. It's a free fucking country, innit?
I really don't get these don't curse guys. Like,
It's odd. Don't smoke. Don't curse. Have you found Jesus? All of that is all bundled together in this weird. I think it's just people that like they want to help people, but they don't want to like lift a finger.
yeah.
Think you'll ever go back to combustible engines after the EV?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like adverse to the idea of getting a gas car again after this. I haven't been sold entirely on the infrastructure and its continuance of the EVs. And so it might not make much sense to have an EV coming up.
Depending on where we live.
Right.
And all that.
But, you know, one of those things. In Cuba, you will go to jail for 1 year for one joint. Man, Cuba needs to lighten the fuck up. You feel me? I feel like Cuba needs to lighten the fuck up. It's projection. They don't want to look at themselves in the mirror, so they project their insecurities onto random strangers on the internet. You're probably right about that. To an extent, you're probably right about that. I just can't imagine that it feels good to be dismissed and corrected by a person like me. You know, like you expect a certain type of reaction out of a person and you just get like derision. I'm hoping that maybe those people will learn to stop projecting. Yes, I live in a rainforest. And it is pretty awesome. It's life goals for sure. I'm about to go on a Final Destination binge sesh to prepare for the new one. Oh yeah, that's right. They're doing another Final Destination. How many of those are there now? There's got to be like 6 of them. I think there's 6 with the 7th coming up. That's my guess. Do you think these people would be too chicken shit to tell you not to smoke in person? No, not necessarily.
Like I've had some teenagers do that to me.
Yeah. I mean, I've had people walk up and be like, "Hey, man, you shouldn't smoke," and I just go like, "Well, then don't." That's always what I say back. "Hey, man, you shouldn't smoke." Well, then don't. Don't smoke then. It's a little crotch rocket. You hear that?
I only just got the notification for your stream, so hopefully you get another batch of people here soon.
A batch.
Get it until now.
Damn, that's a weird delayed one, huh? SIGs give me a headache to be around. Don't be around. Yeah. I'm not throwing my arm around you every time I decide to smoke a cigarette. Don't be around, bro. Step out of the zone. Trust me, they're herding us into smaller and smaller places, us smokers. You know? Hey, bro, you should stop driving a car. You might crash or something. I know. It is that level. That would actually be a better warning, honestly, because cars kill way more people than cancer. Hey, bro, you should stop driving a car. Yeah. Paul will be the last holdout smoker on Earth. I will. See anything crazy lately? Car accident, crime, anything like that? I mean, there were a lot of people broken down when we were on a road trip recently. And you know how, like, if somebody's pulled over onto the soft shoulder and their emergency lights are on, the fucking whole freeway has to slow down to 10 miles an hour for like 3 miles. A lot of that. But nothing that I would say is like fucking crazy. Well, you know what? That one cop that had the person pulled over in the HOV lane. That was fucking wild. We're on the freeway. I'm in the HOV because it's me, Amelia, and my dad in the car. And this cop has somebody pulled over in the HOV lane and has the HOV lane merging out into fucking bumper-to-bumper traffic to get around this pullover. And it's just like, bro, You have to be joking with me on that. Tell that person to pull forward. Get fucking Mouthy McGee's bitch ass out of here. Over here trying to give fucking orders, dude. The only thing in this world that gives orders is balls. You know that quote? You ever heard that quote before? The only thing in this world that gives orders is balls. Scarface indeed. I got two things in this world, my word and my balls, and I don't break them for no one. I was Googling what an HOV lane is, so I didn't snipe him immediately. It's a, what do they call it, carpool lane in other states. Just depends on what state you're in.
It stands for high occupancy.
High occupancy vehicle,
Like
HOV.
buses use it too.
Buses, anybody that's, you know, carpooling, you just have to have 2 or more people in the car to use it. And it typically, especially in the area we're in, reduces congestion pretty substantially.
Yeah, they have some parts where it goes off the main
Mhm.
freeway into a special little lane.
I wasn't talking shit, bro. I actually thought you were smoking a Black and Mild or a blunt. I wasn't saying you should or shouldn't do that. Just cigs I avoid. Yeah. Yeah, no, man. Like I said, I don't feel like why you needed to announce that. You're not around it because I'm smoking it on my back porch. So I don't get it, bro. I don't get why you felt the need to announce to everyone that you don't like being around cigarettes. Nobody gives a fuck. Have you ever seen anybody with a mannequin in the HOV lane? One time in Cali, I saw a dude driving with a blow-up doll. Like a literal sex doll. A blow-up doll strapped in the HOV. I was on my way to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Riding the HOV. Crash test dolly. I've seen people giving roadhead while driving. I think I've seen a couple of incidents of roadhead too. I gotta be honest with you, bro. I never got roadhead. And I almost got road sex one time, but it felt so dangerous that I awkwardly opted out. Because it was I was just like, holy fuck, we're gonna die if this goes down. I had a girl who was like, she's like 4'11" or some shit. She was real petite, small chick. Hop in my lap as I was driving down the freeway and start reaching into my pants and shit. And I was like, okay, well, we can't do that. Sorry. And it was very, like, the vibe was dead after that. The vibe was dead. I needed to go along with whatever she was doing in order for the vibe to remain. Because I tried to rekindle the vibe later and the vibe was gone. Stop the cap. Bro, I'm 45 years old. I got no reason to cap, bro. I honestly got no reason to cap. You can take it or leave it. I mean, I really don't think I look like the hero of that situation. It's kind of a, you know, I should have just kind of figured out a way to keep going and went with it. Maybe.
No.
Nah, you think I made the right call?
Well, because then you would have been stuck with crazy.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
That's kind of crazy behavior.
Mm-hmm. She was a little crazy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, overall, the right decision. But maybe not the advisable decision. I don't know.
I don't know who would advise it either, except someone that's gooning.
Somebody that is a professional crazy wrangler might have taken that dice roll. But yeah, inadvisable. Bro's married and Chad is coping like you're a virgin. I know. It is what it is, bro. It's wild. And it's like the experiences that I've had, dude, they're not even wilder out of wing experiences. But I will tell honest things that have happened to me in my past, and people will go, Cap. And it just makes me think, like, your life must be so fucking empty of anything for you to think that people are lying. Because the types of stories I tell, like, dude, my favorite stories to tell are times when I fucked up, fell flat on my face, missed an opportunity. Like, those are the greatest stories because those are the learning moments, right? And people will call cap on those. Mm-hmm. Just the idea that a woman would crawl in my lap makes me too cool to this guy. Yeah. And it's like, bro.
Women have sex drives.
All I think about it is like, you've never had a woman crawl into your lap and try and get, like you've never had a woman make an aggressive move on you ever? What kind of life are you living?
And people acted like your dad was like contradicting you massively, and he wasn't.
In what?
Like when they were interrogating your dad on the show, TJ and Scotty, they acted like your dad was like massively contradicting you, and he wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just to get my goat.
No, I meant like other people that watched it.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't think he contradicted anything. What did he contradict?
I mean,
what are they saying he contradicted?
Like, you claiming the college thing. You never claimed that you were going to college.
No.
You admitted openly that...
I said I went back twice.
Yeah.
Right? I went one time. They caught me not going. Yeah. My fucking teacher came and pleaded with the theater director of Fresno State, got my fucking scholarship reinstituted, and I didn't go again.
Yeah. Your dad didn't contradict that. You admitted openly that you were faking going to school multiple times.
Yeah. Yeah, that was always the story. They think it's because you don't look like Brad Pitt. They don't understand how far Riz goes. Yeah, I guess that's kind of sad.
Yeah, that red pill mentality of thinking like only alphas get women.
Right. Only big buff, hard ass guys get women. Yeah. If only the world worked that way, you know what I mean? But it doesn't.
Just go to Walmart.
I don't know.
Go to Walmart and you will be proven wrong.
Go anywhere in public.
Yeah, you'll see.
You ain't gonna have to look too far to find some ugly hobgoblin of a man with a woman on his arm. It just, you don't gotta have much. Women have different things than men, and there's difference between how women express themselves on social media and fantasize, and how women actually seek a mate, right? So if you look at social media, you'll see women drooling over hard body, alpha Chad, perfect jawline dudes. Just like you'll see dudes drooling over these perfect little fucking college age 19-year-old pixie chicks, right? But the truth of the matter is, like, there's a difference between what people goon to and what people look for in a mate. Like, I doubt anybody would take a look at a naked picture of me and goon, but I make a pretty fucking good mate. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a funny guy. I can be outgoing when I want. I take care of my business and myself to the point where, I make money and I'm all the things that a mate would want in a dude. And that's the way you got to think. Because that's the way that most women think. Now, when they're 19 and hot and in college, yeah, probably not, right? But that's not,
That's not when most people settle down anyways.
Right. He has good communication too, I can tell. I do. I'd like to think I do. I'm not a gold star communicator, man. I've had to work at it. But I think I'm okay at it. I think, like, eventually the communication that needs to happen happens. And that's a good thing. I may not be right away. Sometimes I struggle. But I've learned, and I'm a pretty good guy in that. I don't keep things from people. I don't keep secrets, and I don't tell lies, and I don't live double life, and I don't have any of that shit hanging over me. So it's pretty easy. No, it's all good, femboy. You gotta apologize for your dialect and shit. I ain't gonna apologize for mine, so don't expect it, because it ain't coming. Ooh. People on 600-pound life always have someone hunched up next to them in bed. I know. Sleeping on one little strip of a fucking Cali King mattress. There's always somebody. People don't realize that, man. It's a shame, I think. If I was telling wild, outlandish tales like, dude, fucking all the cheerleaders in high school fucking pulled me aside in the locker room. They all gave me blowjobs, man. And hand jobs, too. Like, yeah, all right, cap, right? That wasn't my truth. But, my truth wasn't living my life as an entire celibate and never fucking anybody. You know what I mean? That wasn't my life either. So, you know what I mean? King size papers, fuck yes, sir. King cones, only. There's no point. Anything else is just a waste of my rolling time. Excuse me. People don't like belches. That one just slipped out, I'm sorry. Where are my manners? Chillest stream ever. Probably so, yeah. Dude, I've seen a lot, like, sometimes I'll scroll through some of these live streams, bro, and I see a lot of try-hard stuff going on, and I'm just like, man, where's the chill? Where's the chill factor? And I'll tell you guys, too, those of you that are hanging, like, you can ask me, as long as it's a direct question, I'll probably answer it. Probably. I'll give you the straight skinny, dude, on whatever. I don't care. You still on the semi-veggie diet? Yep. Doing well. I mod for Femyaz. She has -40 chill. Oh, yeah. Well, you know how that goes. Sometimes I have no chill either. I'll admit it, okay? I'm not constantly chill. But most of the time, I'm pretty fucking chill. Your main meat substitutes. Substitute a lot of tofu, soy type products. Substitute a lot of high fiber and high protein plant sources. A lot of legumes, beans, etc. Kale is a really good source of plant protein, fiber, and all of that. So, yeah, I eat a lot of kale. Damn, my voice is destroyed. All right, buddy. Can you read my previous message about Creeps McPasta? Oh my god, bro. I don't want to talk about Creeps McPasta. I don't know anything. I don't know anything. And sorry about yesterday. The Creeps McPasta question wasn't a gotcha. It wasn't me the day before. Okay. Well, maybe, yeah, it's fine. No worries. No worries about it, bro. It's all good. I just, like, I'm so used to, like, people fucking bringing other people's internet scandals to my doorstep and asking me to account for it. And I'm just like, I don't know anything. I don't care to know anything. I don't care. I'm not on the fucking witch hunt train. I'm not on the cancel train. I don't care. It's not my job to handle sexual abuse or allegations of such. There's a whole fucking justice system that people can avail themselves of, and I'm not part of it. You know what I mean? That's my stance. And you can just copy paste that on any fucking allegation of internet misconduct by some internet person that I've interacted with. It's the same thing. If you think that the law has been broken, report it to the authorities. I'm not the authorities. I don't have a take on allegations. And there you go. Yeah, I don't touch the poop. Because I don't care about the poop. People want me to care about the poop. They want to hear me talk about every little whisper in the darkness and every little allegation, and they expect me to throw people under the bus about that shit. And I don't. Because I'm not interested. I don't find it interesting at all. In the least. They allow drugs on YouTube and not swearing. Fuck, shit, tit, piss, ass, dick. They allow that too. Hear me out. My dude is having a dream life, just chilling in the woods, smoking and drinking. Well, I'm smoking. I'm drinking water. But yeah, I am smoking. There are any recent influencers / YouTubers that you admire? Dude, this dude, what is that fucking channel called again? Fantasy Future. Go look at Fantasy Future on YouTube and listen to the Trench Crusade lore series that he does. This dude's voice is smooth as butter. He's got the perfect voice for reading this kind of like haughty, highfalutin lore. I like him a lot. I don't know if I admire him. You know, I don't know how you admire somebody with a cool voice, but 100 men versus 1 gorilla, your opinion? Gorilla wins. Gorilla destroys all 100 men. Makes a mountain of their corpses. Stands atop the mountain. Beats his chest and then runs off into the jungle. There you go. Now you know. Now you don't have to ask anybody else because now you know. Is there a scale of kink shaming, and are some kinks more acceptable than others or not? Yeah, man. I kind of think that like kink shaming doesn't exist to a certain extent. Because kink shaming implies that you have told everybody what your kink is and nobody asked, right? So I think that if you choose to tell somebody something about your life, people are gonna fucking say shit about it. So I don't know how that factors into something that's, you know, supposed to be private, like sexual kink, right? You decide to tell everybody about it and then somebody shames you for it. Well, maybe you shouldn't have told people about it. I don't know. There's always going to be some motherfucker around to give commentary. I know this for a fact because I am that motherfucker. Okay? That's what I do for a living, if anything, is I give commentary. So. Did you hear that China made a coin-sized nuclear battery that lasts for over 100 years? Neat. Where can I get one? Do they sell those at Target? Can I go to Target and get one of those? Does shame serve a useful purpose in society? To an extent, yeah. I'm talking about like public shaming, right? Somebody walks into the mall with their dick out, a bunch of people are going to tell them like, hey man, put your dick away. Nobody wants to see that shit, right? That's public shaming. That's probably for the best, right? Public shaming, when it comes to immutable characteristics, that's not for the best, right? So, publicly shame somebody for the color of their skin, or the religion that they have, or whatever the fuck, right? Then it starts getting into harassment territory. But yeah, I think that public shaming enforces some societal norms that probably make it possible for human beings to live cheek by jowl. Are bulges okay in a similar way to cleavage? Why not? What's wrong with a bulge, man? Well, what's a big old hag supposed to do? Like me supposed to do? Or am I supposed to tuck my meat to make it not offensive to you? Because, if I'm wearing something even mildly form-fitting, that big old Palooza going. I'm kidding. No, I don't have any problems with the bulge, man. Where are you supposed to tuck it, So shame is like a portal to higher awareness. I did a thing, now I feel shame. I wonder why. Proceeds to introspect for dysfunction. Can be, yeah. Yeah. I'm a big advocate of fuck around, find out kind of shit that happens, you know what I mean? Sometimes people need to learn the hard way that they can't be mouthy with everybody in public, right? Some people are not the one. And so a person gets their fucking teeth knocked out and they learn a lesson, right? It's probably the last time they go fucking squalling up in somebody's face and acting a fool. It's probably the last time they assume they know a motherfucker that they don't know, right? Problem corrected. Are people starting to think their kink is the same as the color of their skin? Yes, 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 yes. For some people, like skin color, yes, yes, 100% yes. You find you're getting softer as you get older. I was an asshole growing up, and now I feel guilty about all the bad stuff that I've done. Softer, more contemplative maybe, and less quick to anger. Although I do, I still struggle with anger quite a bit. More contemplative. As far as regret or feel shame or whatever, to the extent that I can, I've made amends with anybody that I may have wronged in my life. And to the extent that I haven't or can't, I forgive myself for those fucking things. And, I would ask, if those people petitioned me, I would apologize for hurting them, right? If I hadn't gotten that opportunity. I carry no shame. I was a human being and I did my best. I did my best at the time. I did the best I knew how to do at the time. That's what I'm guilty of, if anything. And I forgive myself for, having a hard scrabble fucking life and coming up the way I did and making myself into what I am. You know what I mean? I give myself full credit for that. I don't walk around in shame. I never stood on anybody's shoulders to get what I am. You know what I mean? I worked. I put effort. And what I am is because of what I am, right? And so why carry shame for that? Say the N-word? Nah. There you go. or gay. Gay. I like gay. There is some shit that's hella gay. You know what I mean? There definitely is quite a bit of shit that's hella gay. Where am I from? Where you from, homie? What set you reppin'? Kentucky. They let you motherfuckers even have internet down there? Damn. That's a shame, bro. You live right on the border? You hooked into somebody in Georgia or something? I ain't never talked to a motherfucker from Kentucky before. Paul, did you make a contact with Jamie Durkee? I haven't heard from Jamie Dorkey in a long time. Yeah, I don't know what Jamie Dorkey. I think Jamie Dorkey might have fallen into a well. Tragically. How much discrimination did the gay community face because of the AIDS epidemic? I mean, you can read. There are books on that subject. And the band played on. You might want to read that book. That's a good book about exactly what you talked about. Kentucky, where you from? I don't tell where I'm from when I'm sitting on my own back porch, homie. Are you gay? Do you want me to be? Would it excite you if I said yes? Paul, you could go whale watching. Do you think it would be cool to see the big whales? It would be, but I wouldn't want to bother the whales, bro. I feel like whale watching bothers the whales. Quit bugging the whales, bro. Leave the whales alone. You know where I'm at? Why don't you say it in the chat, homie? Why don't you put me on blast then, homie? Come on, Kentucky. Why don't you tell me where I'm at, homie? I'm sorry, homie. You don't know me. Even though you'd like to blow me. See you in your dreams, RD. See you in your dreams. That motherfucker's gonna dream about me. He was vibing. I felt it. That guy was feeling a certain type of way about me. He gonna think about me. Yeah. I still do my squats. Man. Ugh. Weed stimulates all these, what happened to my... Weed stimulates all my fucking, like during allergies, like springtime when everything's blooming. Weed gets my fucking nose dripping, but you know what? It's worth it. It makes the post-nasal drip a little worse. I should probably stick to edibles on days where I'm already having bad fucking allergies. That might be a smart maneuver for me going forward. Yeah, I mean, my legs are really strong, right? I'm not a big bodybuilder guy or anything, but I worked on my feet my whole life. I did a lot of lifting and stuff, so I'm a deceptively strong individual. Not all cut up and shredded at the gym type of dude, but I can do a lot of repetitive exercise, especially now that I've been working on my back and stuff. Squats have always been one of the easier ones for me. I'm very lucky that my knees, bad though they are, aren't as bad as they could be. My legs are still really strong. And so my core is a little weak, but, you know, squats work that pretty well. If you were a fit build, what would you be, aka swimmer build or stuff like that? I mean, my dad was super fit when he came out of the Army, and he and I are built exactly the same. Like, we put our hands up to each other, and it was like this. We're built exactly the same. Same body type, right? Carry fat the same way. My dad's in really good shape now. And if you look at him when he was like my age, if he would have been in top shape then, it's more just like, you know, I don't know that it would be like swimmer body or whatever, but it would be just like a generalist, right? My dad, you know, like he never worked out really, but he had a set of pecs when he was younger. You know what I mean? So if I worked out, if I, you know, made a concerted effort to do a lot of cardio and to change my eating habits further and all of that, I could probably attain a pretty fucking relatively lean physique, right? It's just not it's not a priority for me. A priority for me is feeling better, which I have consistently done. So that's where we're at. I have no timetable. I have no goal. You know, weight loss plateaus are not a big deal for me. My dad is 6'4", my mom is 5 foot. I got my mom's genes in that regard. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, you're gonna get one or the other, right? It's like rolling the dice there. Well, I mean, like, look, the outside doesn't bother me, man. I've been fat pretty much my whole adult life. And I've suffered the slings and arrows of that, both physically and mentally, right? People said all kinds of mean things to me. I've said even meaner things to myself. I really don't feel like it affects my life in that way, right? It's the health aspect of it, right? So that's what I'm contending with, but I'm not contending with it by going fucking ape shit and trying to lose weight as fast as possible. I'm doing it in a way that feeds my body and my mind, and, you know, slowly but surely maybe changing my habits with food, that sort of thing, right? My kids are destined to be short. I'm 5'3", my spouse is 5'7". I don't know though, Ghoul. You gotta fucking, sometimes some wild shit happens, dude. Sometimes some little ass people produce a big ass kid. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, my mom, dude, my mom's a very petite woman. My dad's, you know, about my size, so 6'1". My mom's about 5'4" and super petite. And when she was pregnant with me, like, when people saw her, they thought she had triplets or some shit. I was a moose in there, bro. It was a fucking insane baby. I was an insane child. So you never know, dude. birth weight, my birth weight recorded on my birth certificate is 10 pounds, 11 ounces. 1 ounce shy of 11 pounds. I was a moose. I was a monster baby. 10, 11. Is dating in modern times a minefield of madness? I have no clue. I've never dated. That people find that weird, but I judge dating by what I've seen other people do, right? And what and how it's portrayed in popular culture, right? And for me, dating is you meet somebody, you ask them for their number because you think they're cute. They give it you, right? You go home, you call them, they go, yeah, let's meet for ice cream. You go meet for ice cream. Hey, you want to go see a movie? Yeah, we go see a movie. Drop them off at the house, maybe get a kiss, call them again. You know what I mean? That whole paradigm, I've never done that. I've never done that. I've never had that experience in my life. I've been in a lot of relationships. All the relationships that I've had started as friendships. Pretty much every one, in fact, every one of them, except for one, started in a very concerted way as a friendship. And the one outlier was my previous marriage. And I didn't have a very traditional dating experience with that either, but I guess it was the closest I've ever come to that, right? So, believe it or not, femboy, I was pushed out. So, take that for what it is. Yeah, I don't have any experience with these like online dating things. I've never done it. I would never do it. I would sooner be alone than meet people that way. It's just not how I'm interested in meeting people. In my mind, right? Let's say I'm magically single today. Let's say, I'm not married, I'm a single dude, right? In my mind, I would meet somebody, develop that I have a mutual interest with, kind of built in. We'd become friends. It would move beyond that, if that were to happen. That's the way it's always happened in my life. And, that's the way I would expect it to happen were I magically single. Did you meet the people through face-to-face or online that you dated? Most of them face-to-face, but the last 2 people that I've been involved with, my wife included, I met online, like social media-esque shit. So
Not dating apps. Never dating.
Never
apps.
a dating app. No, I don't do those. I mean, I guess like Instagram is arguably a dating app the way it's used. But yeah, I never went on to like Match.com or Tinder or Grindr or any of them ones. I know they exist. I know that most of the people that I've talked to that use them say that they're horrible and pointless, but that just wouldn't be my thing. Like like I said, if I was magically single, I would sooner be alone than go to Tinder or whatever the fuck and try my hand at that. It's just not the way I want to meet people. It's not the way I can develop feelings for a person. Like I gotta like get to know a person. Usually like a friendship develops and then feelings develop. And if it's 2-way, then a relationship develops out of that. And if it's 1-way, I fucking suck it up and cry myself to sleep and get over it. And that's just been my life. That's been my life. And it's worked out okay for me. So I just never did the like, hey, how are you? You want to go get a cup of coffee? Meet you that way type of shit. I've just never done that. Other than my ex-wife. We didn't really know each other before she asked me on a date. And when I look at other people's dating experiences and stuff,
It's hard for you to relate.
yeah, it doesn't really relate to that because it was different for us. I mean, I don't know. It was just things develop at a different pace, and I think that with me, if my history is anything, I reach a moment where I know, and I'm like, okay, this is something worth pursuing. This is something, this is a person that I care about beyond just wanting to have sex with them. You know what I mean? And typically, it's pretty early on that I'll know that. But yeah, I've never done the traditional dating thing. Dating multiple people at the same time is I've seen friends that were doing that where they weren't exclusive and they were just kind of seeing people. And the experiences that I saw vicariously with friends and family members that I knew that kind of did that were not positive. That doesn't mean that you can't have a positive experience doing that. It's just that my examples of that growing up, and then when I was of age, looking at my other friends that were kind of doing that, none of it was positive. It was all pretty fucking negative and gross. And so I just didn't do that. I was never drawn to that.
Yeah, try finding a hobby if you're sick of dating apps. Meet people in person with
Well, that's what I was
interests.
telling them.
Yeah.
I told them if I woke up and I was magically single,
Yeah.
and I was lonely, I wanted a companion, I would not pick up the internet looking for one.
Mhm.
Right? I would probably just go and start going to that fucking geeky,
Yeah.
Games hobby shop that I go to and see if I meet somebody there. Not with the eye towards doing that, but I just know that you're not going to meet somebody sitting in your own sweat in your basement hoping for them to come over and hop in your lap. You know what I mean? That's just not how it works. You go out, you meet somebody face to face, you find a connection, right? Paul, the most vindicated man alive. Yeah, that's me. Hello. It's official. I am the most vindicated man alive, according to Voosh. And look, I respect him. I respect him for saying so. That's all he had to do. It was bow before me. That's all he had to do was subvert his own opinion to my opinion way back when I was right. You gonna play the new Doom game, Paul? Nah. I'm not a big first-person shooter guy. You're just not really gonna catch me playing that type of game. I'm just not into them. Sorry. I mean, it looks cool. I was watching somebody on Salt Rackus, Jupe, was playing it last night. I was just kind of passively watching her play it. And it looked hella fun. It looked cool. There was a gun that's like a big grinder on your hand, and you put skulls in it, and it grinds up the bones and shoots it. That was cool. But I just don't like FPSs, even the ones that are kind of boomer shootery, Doom is made to be kind of more old school. I'm just not into them anymore, man. My reaction time isn't at what it used to be. And that feeling of adrenaline is something that I don't crave anymore. I kind of want to chill when I'm playing video games. So, yeah, I'm not a big War Thunder guy. I don't know. I don't like really a whole lot of competitiveness in games unless it's slow, methodical competitiveness. I like a slow strategy game or a card game against somebody. You know what I mean? I'm not really looking to be the fastest, bestest guy. I can't, I don't have all fucking day to play. And even if I did, I don't think I'd be all that great. And a lot of games that people are into are so fucking hyper competitive that it puts me off of it. I know Doom isn't that, but it's just the Twitch type of gaming and that, I'm just not there anymore. Yeah, the fighting games and stuff are kind of my last bastion, but even that is kept alive by the fact that they're doing this modern control scheme that makes the game, and like usually they balance it to where you can do more intricate stuff if you use the advanced control scheme, but the modern control scheme allows you to pull off the moves a little more consistently and blah 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 blah. And I lean pretty heavily on that in games that a lot for it, right? The only game that I turned that off on was Tekken. I guess I have enough to get, I wasn't like fucking great at Tekken, but I could stand up and play some people at Tekken. So I guess maybe I've got a little bit of that, but yeah, the shooters I just haven't really done it. Been a while since I caught one live. Hey Pranav, what up, buddy? Yeah, Marvel Rivals was just too try hard for me. I just couldn't get into it, you know. Am I a bad person for unironically enjoying the Minecraft movie? Are you a bad person? No. Can I assume this yes, you are a bad person. Can I assume this conversation started with Doom Dark Ages? Yes. I was just telling them that like Doom is like it looks cool, but I don't like shooters anymore. It's just not a genre that I'm really looking to be into. And so I'll probably just enjoy watching people play it, and every once in a while I'll check it out, but I'm not gonna fucking play it. I don't know, man. Maybe ping pong is more your speed. I do like ping pong. I will face anybody at ping pong. I hope we do a meetup where there's a ping pong table, because I'm gonna run the fucking gamut on these motherfuckers. Ain't nobody gonna beat me at ping pong, bro. I got ping pong skills that are like ninja shit, bro. I got ninja skills on the ping pong table. You ain't gonna fuck with me, bro. You think the banjo is a misunderstood or underrated instrument? Misunderstood, maybe. Underrated, probably not. The banjo gets a lot of love, as well it should. Not just in country, but bluegrass and blues and R&B. And, banjo even pops up in, like, modern hip-hop and shit every once in a while. I don't think it's underrated. I think it is misunderstood. We gonna battle? What are we battling at?
Hello, D. You're a good boy. Can I back up so you can come up on my lap? Yes. Come on. Come see me. Oh, you just want to stretch? Okay, good stretch. You're a good boy. You want to come up here or what? You want to come up here or what? You don't want to come up. You want to go in? Okay. Whoa. Whoa!
That's okay.
Don't worry.
What? Anyway, I think I'm done. I'll see you guys later. Peace.